Good morning. Hello. This is Jamie again with MyTarot.org. And what are we doing here this morning? Well, we're slowing down. I'm finally taking a breath. So again, if you just saw how frantic I could be before this, you would understand all my gratitude for having a reason to stop and slow down. So, again, welcome to our daily reflection, our morning meditation, our morning reflection, where we take a few seconds, listening to the cards like they're the sounds of the ocean. And that just reminds us that we can relax for a few minutes. Put our feet flat on the floor, butts comfortable in a chair, shoulders relaxed, necks relaxed. And just kind of push everything else aside for a short bit. Just a short bit. I have the whole rest of the day to go running around frantic. Things I have to tell myself. But this way, we check in with the universe. Maybe personally, I won't be so frantic if something pops up and it's something that I will be dealing with sometime during the day. And if I'm looking at it in the tarot, it's like, oh yeah, there's that Nine of Swords again. All that anxiety. I know somebody else who talks about that one. That Nine of Swords was popping up all over the place. So, let's do this thing. So I am going to switch the cameras here, and we are going to check in with the universe. See if there's any tips or tricks or any angers or resentments to take a look at. And again, maybe if we look at it in the morning or during our meditation, maybe if something pops up during the middle of the day, instead of reacting, we can actually just take a breath and just accept what's going on. Maybe take a step outside and not just react. That's always kind of my goal. Just to try and find that center. You'd be amazed at how many times I will be reading live for somebody and I just have to remind them just to breathe. So, here we have our 3 stacks. Each one of these stacks is like a separate string going out to the universe. Each one's like its own separate thought or idea. And if we believe in the multiverse, it's almost as if each one of these is its own separate path, because this conversation will lead down one path as compared to the other 2. And this morning, I'm going to take the bottom stack, which I like to think of as things that might influence us that we don't see. And I'm going to do our 3 and 1. I'm going to take another breath. And flip each card over like it is. One page at a time in a book. So we both see what presents itself as we go along. And what do we have again? If Jenna is here, it is the 9 of Swords. Just like I had mentioned. This card has been coming up a lot lately. And so we have the 9 of Swords. So swords are about thoughts, ideas. They're the elements of air. And when we get to 9, that's a lot of swords. That's a lot of things on our mind. It's not one sword. It's not 3. It's 9 swords. Just imagine all that on our mind. So that's why they call this the nightmare card. It's just which I think is kind of like very dramatic. But it's those things that keep us awake at night. But this is reversed. So I think it was just yesterday where it was up right here. But I know this has popped up at least 3 times lately. And so it's reversed. So that's about allowing ourselves to come out of that scenario. Realizing. 9 means you're almost at the end of whatever's going on. 10, it's just where we're finally like, you know what? I don't care anymore. But 9, we're almost at the end when it's reversed. We recognize it. We see it. And the 7 of Cups reversed. I'm making sure I'm looking at this deck. Making sure if it's... Now, there's no coincidences, but do I have... Yes, it's a 50-50 deck. So, sevens. Sevens are about progress. Sevens are potential. Sevens are those things that we're aiming for, that we're driving for. So it's all about the potential, and then cups are feelings and emotions. So with the 7 of Cups, this is about not being grounded. So with this card here, it's almost like all these pie in the sky stuff. It's the stuff that distracts us. I know, finally reversed. So see how, in here we have a heart, which is for love. We have a home here. And this particular character, this crow, is staring up at the ground, not at what's real, but these are the things we wish we had, that we hope we had. These are the things that distract us from what's really going on. But this is reversed. So between these 2 cards, it's about, we know about the anxiety. And sometimes we do things to, instead of dealing with our anxieties, I know me personally, I will sit back and watch Over the Garden Wall again. Or I will I'll get on eBay and start looking for new tarot decks and Ouija boards and things like that. Things that distract me from actually dealing with what's going on. Although whatever's going on is still always there. And the World reversed. So, the World reversed. The World is about, this is the last of the major cards. So majors are the ones we pay attention to. Minors are the day-to-day cards. So when we see something like this is almost like our path. We're coming through. 9 of Swords. We realize stuff is going on. We've been just letting ourselves get distracted. And then we come to the World. And sometimes, it is about completion. The World is about a new cycle starting. But when the World is reversed, sometimes we have these hopes and wants, and it's everything that's in the 7 of Cups, all these things. But sometimes it just doesn't work that way. But there's a completion at least. Ananorisis, as maybe somebody, as the authors might put it, which is Aristotle would say, it's a revelation. It's about learning and moving forward in a story. So this is a chapter. This might even be the end of a book, so that we can start the next series. Because you have to have conflict. You have to have challenges in our daily stories, so that when we get to Act 2, there is a journey to be had. You know what I mean? So I'm going to turn over the advice card, which is the 3 of Wands. So again, all 4 cards reversed. So when we look at these cards, 3s are about growth. 3s are about moving forward. I mean, I always put up like, here's an arrow. It's like you have 3 points and you're going forward. threes mean that we know what we need to do. But when it's reversed, it's that difficulty because of the anxieties and what we wish would happen. You know, things that we want instead of what we need sometimes. So with this in the advice card, it's pretty much saying that we recognize all these anxieties that we're going through. You know, these day-to-day things. Again, these are things that don't kill us. These are not major cards. It's not the bears in the wood that get us. It's the mosquitoes. But it all piles up. Sometimes we allow ourselves to get distracted, not deal with these things. But eventually, a new cycle has to come along. This is a positive thing. Because this is saying that we just need to recognize that, you know, we have our coping strategies. Great. But we also have to believe that a new cycle is going to come along and we can start fresh. And that the advice card is saying that we know what we need to do. It's not an ace, which is a seed. It's not 2, which is, oh, I need to make choices. It's 3 that says, all right, new cycle's done. Today, I have decided this cycle is done. Today, here, let's do this. Today, I've decided that this cycle is done and it's time to move forward. There, how's that? And so we take this 3 of Wands because with the tarot, future is not set. This is supposed to trigger what's going on inside us and remind us that it's like, oh yeah, I didn't realize how much I was distracting myself from what I was doing, or how much I just didn't think it would end. Even if it doesn't end the way we want, I didn't get what I want. This 3 is reminding us that now that we're turning the page, we decide when a new chapter starts. Hold on, let me do that again. We decide when a new chapter starts. So, that's what today's about. Endings and beginnings. Taking the advice card, the 3 of Wands. Taking our choices and just making it move forward so we can start again because it's a brand new chapter. So, with that again, yeah, Jenna, that is so funny about the 9s again. And many a dev, good morning. Yeah, this is pretty wild. So that 9 keeps coming up, but at least it's reversed. You know, nothing's easy, but at least we can turn the page, next chapter, all that other wonderful stuff. So I hope everybody has an amazing morning, an amazing evening, afternoon, wherever you happen to be. And I will be here again tomorrow. And then next week, I am going to be up in Boston. I'm going to be up in Salem. So I'm probably going to take another, week off like I did in the beginning. So, like Tanya. Hello, Manya. Well, I hope, Manya, you have an amazing day. And or evening. I don't know where you are. And I will talk to everybody later. Thanks again.
Stars in the sky, hearts in